Hello, welcome to my shoe juice test video. I'm going to be testing this product here, which is Stay Fly Stay Dry shoe juice. I think it's stayflystaydry.com is their website. I'm going to be using the same pair of shoes that we used last time for the Crep Protect test. I've put them through the wash, which has stripped everything off. I'm going to do a quick proof thing now, just where I put water on both of them to show you. We're going to basically be testing for the same things as before, so I'm going to do one shoe treated. The right shoe will be treated with this, the left shoe will be left untreated. So we're going to compare untreated and treated. Then we're also going to try rubbing the stuff in like we did before, because on the Crep Protect we saw that rubbing the ketchup in actually removed the Crep Protect. And then I'm going to go out, walk around for a while and repeat the test after having walked in the shoes for a while. I'm going to be testing with more things this time. Last time I just did ketchup, soy sauce, mud and some others. So I'm going to be doing ketchup, mud, oil, just cooking oil, red wine, strawberry jam, chocolate syrup. I think that's it. I'm just going to do like stripes across the shoe. I'll do it all at once this time rather than doing them one by one, just to save a bit of time. So yeah, let's see if this stuff works. After I've done this, I've got one more product I'm going to test at the moment called Liquid Proof. So I'll probably do that video in a week or two. So first things first, I just want to prove to you that these have been through the wash and that they have no protection on. So let's do that now. This is the same pair of shoes from the last test. They've been through the wash to remove any coating, and just to prove that at the moment both these shoes are completely unprotected, I'm going to put some water on them. So you can see instantly it's going dark. Now, if you watched the last video, you'll remember that the untreated shoe, which was the left shoe, didn't actually go dark, and I was a bit surprised in the video. I think that these actually come from the manufacturer with some sort of waterproofing on them. So obviously I didn't realise that in the last video, and I should probably have completely stripped that off before I put Crep Protect on them before. You could argue it both ways. You could probably say that this would interfere with Crep Protect. On the other hand, you could say that it had double protection and it still didn't perform very well when I rubbed the ketchup in and stuff, and it easily comes off. Anyway, hopefully this test will rectify those problems, because when I use the shoe juice to protect them, then we know that it's going to be on a completely untreated shoe. Right then, the shoes have now dried out. As you can see, no dark marks on them anymore from the water. So we're going to treat them with some Stay Fly Stay Dry shoe juice. We're going to follow these instructions here, which say to shake the bottle. Well, make sure the shoes are clean first, but we know they're clean, they've been through the washing machine. Shake the bottle for 30 seconds, apply to the shoes, then take a gloved hand, rub it in with a gloved hand and leave them for a while. I'm going to leave them for 24 hours. So, like before, we're not going to treat the left shoe, so I'm going to take that, put it over here. We're just going to treat the right shoe so that we can do a side-by-side test. So, time to get the gloves on. Ta-da! Gloves on. Right, shake the bottle for 30 seconds. Okay, that's enough of that. You can see it going darker from where it's contacting. Okay, now I'm going to take my gloved hand and I'm going to rub it in everywhere. Okay, that's that. I'm going to leave that for 24 hours. It's time to test. So this left shoe has not been treated with anything. This right shoe has been treated with Stay Fly Stay Dry shoe juice as per the instructions. These are what I'm going to be testing with. This is liquid mud. It's mud from the garden mixed with water. This is red wine. This is strawberry jam, or jelly, or jello if you're American. This is chocolate syrup. This is cooking oil. And this is ketchup. So we've got water-based stuff, oil-based stuff, and a combination of things with sugar in and whatnot in between. I've already shown you what happens to the left shoe when I put water on because it's not treated. I'm not going to do it on the front because I'll have to wait for it to dry again. I'll just quickly do a little bit on the back. There you go, you can see it's going dark. So this left shoe, untreated. So first off, let's start with water on the right shoe. Yeah, well, you can see that is not running off anywhere near as fast as the Crep Protect did. In fact, it's hanging around on there, not beading up, going dark. So that's not a great start. Let's just try it on the back a little bit. Yeah, not a fantastic start. So that's the water. Let's try doing this stuff in stripes. Let's do mud first. Okay. Yeah, that didn't really come out the way I wanted it to. I was hoping to get a nice clean stripe there, but never mind. Red wine. Okay, you can see we've got a stripe of red wine along there. This one has beaded up a bit more. Strawberry jam. Chocolate syrup. Cooking oil. Ketchup. Okay, and now we're going to try and just rinse these off. So this is the untreated shoe. Yeah, it's not really coming off. I'm going to have to try a bit harder with that one, but let me try this first. Okay, so I think this is some of the chocolate syrup still sticking there, but the others have rinsed off okay. You can see it's definitely going dark though. It's not repelling all of the water, but it's not as bad as that. Okay, for this one I'm gonna take a sponge and just have a bash at getting this stuff off now. And then just going to do the same for the protected shoe, just because there's a little bit of stuff left on. Okay, so the next test is to start rubbing stuff in, but obviously I'm going to wait for these to dry first so that you can see what the results of this are. You can see this is clearly a lot wetter than this is, so even though this isn't perfect and you can still see dark marks, it's definitely done a lot better than having no treatment at all. So I'll leave these to dry, we'll come back and we'll see what happens when we start rubbing all of that stuff in. Okay, the shoes have dried out now. As you can see, the non-treated one has got quite a few stains. It's got, I think this is either the red wine here or maybe the it might be the oil actually. It's either red wine or oil. A bit of ketchup. There's some kind of marks there. I think even the strawberry jam's left a little bit. As you can see at this point, I don't really need to do the rubbing in test on this shoe because even without rubbing it in, it's leaving a stain. So that's good. That's what we would expect from an untreated shoe. As I say in the last video, I think it had some protection on straight from the factory. This is the treated shoe. It's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than that if you compare them. I'll bring them up so you can see. Still a couple of dark spots there, and I don't know if you can really see in this light, but there is a kind of red orangey patch here, which might be ketchup or it might be jam or wine. I actually can't remember, but anyway, it's not perfect. Oh, and there's a sort of yellowy patch there, but it's a lot better. So now let's try rubbing stuff in. So as before, let's get everything on the shoe. This is the mud, so we're going to put a little bit of mud on at the front. And that's actually running straight off now, interestingly. Doing the sort of beading up thing like you'd expect to see. Let's get a little bit on there, see if you can see it. So that's run straight off. Right, a bit of oil across the front, a bit of ketchup, a bit of chocolate syrup, red wine, and strawberry jam. Quite a lot of strawberry jam actually. Okay, so now I'm just going to rub all of them in. Let's get a bit of that mud on my finger, a bit of oil, a bit of ketchup, red wine, strawberry jam. I'm not sure what's happened to the chocolate syrup. It seems to have, but anyway, let's smear all of that in. And now let's give it a wash off. So alright, so it's definitely not washing off like, you know, like you see in some, or like I've seen in some YouTube videos where people just squirt stuff on and it just washes straight off. So it's time to get the sponge involved. Let's see if we can get stuff off with this. Give it a bit of a okay, so the front of that quite a bit darker than it was earlier. I mean, obviously, you know, when you're washing stuff off with water, it's not beading up, it is actually wetting the thing. So I think at this stage, you know, as a super hydrophobic spray, it's not really performing, but as long as it protects it a bit better than this one. So we'll leave this to dry, we'll come back to it and compare the two stains and see how it's going. Okay, the shoe's now dried out from the rubbing in test we did. As you can see, it hasn't survived it unscathed. We've got a dark spot, we've got, and that's dry by the way, that's not wet, so that is a proper dark spot. We've got some sort of orangey red staining here, more kind of dark areas and stuff, maybe that's from the oil perhaps. It's not totally clear what it is, but I mean at this stage, this is a little bit better than this one, but I think at this point, you know, you can say that it's definitely stained. The point of the shoe juice is obviously to prevent this from happening. It hasn't prevented it from happening. So, and I wasn't, again, as with the last test, I was only using a little bit of pressure for rubbing it in. I wasn't using lots and lots of pressure. So because it hasn't really stopped it, I think there's not really much point me wearing these around for a whole day now because they're not very comfortable anyway. And doing the test again because we're already at the point where the protection's failed, so I can't really make it fail any more than it already has, I don't think. So I'm going to stop the test there. So as I said, I didn't do the last test. Here is the final pair of shoes. We've got the untreated and treated. You can see both of them have stains, so there's no point going for a walk because if it's not preventing the stains before the walk, why is it going to be doing it after the walk as well? So like Crip Protect, this stuff a little bit disappointing really. was hoping for better. I mean, Crep Protect claims to last 2 weeks maximum. This stuff claims to last 3 to 6 months. So you would hope that it would be a bit more difficult for this to come off than the Crep Protect, but obviously it isn't. And yeah, still continuing my search for a superhydrophobic coating that actually sticks on there and, you know, protects when you start rubbing stuff in and doesn't just come straight off. Because the problem with these is you can get the results you see in the promo videos, spraying them on. If you put lots of it on and you just do your tests as soon as it's fresh, but durability seems to be the issue. They just don't stay put. You know, they don't bind themselves to the fabrics of the shoe and stay there. They're just a loose coating over the top, which, you know, it might repel water, but as soon as there's any physical contact, you know, if you were to scuff your foot on a you know, piece of concrete or a step as you were going upstairs or something, or just rub it with your hand, or maybe even a bit of tissue, maybe I should try that, it just seems to come off. So yeah, a bit disappointed. I'm going to try a product called Liquid Proof next. Liquid Proof, so like I say, Crep Protect claims to last 2 weeks max. This stuff says 3 to 6 months, so a bit disappointed with this. Liquid Proof claims it's permanent, although they do say it won't go through the wash. But you know, provided you don't do anything extraordinary, they say it's permanent. So we'll see how that holds up. But for now, yeah, still not the magic solution.